Hello, hello, happy Monday. It's the Monday after time change if you're in one of the places in the world that changes time. So I hope you all are having a fantastic start to your week so far. We'll give it a second and make sure everything is actually streaming and working. It kind of looks like it is, kind of looks like it isn't. That's the fun of technology, but I hope that you're all are having a great week and have a great start to your week. I'm excited to be sharing some kind of a little bit of a different kind of live Monday music motivation this week. It's a little bit different than what we normally do, where normally I share some of my sort of motivation and inspiration to sort of get you going, and then you fill out your template for the week. This week we're mixing it up a little bit, and what we're going to be doing is having you actually share your best motivation and inspiration in the comments. So if you're watching live, you can sort of do this in real time, or if you're watching the replay, then you can also comment on it after the fact. I think the cool thing about this is after a little while, we'll sort of have this plethora and this collection of everybody's best motivation and inspiration and best takeaways. This can be two different, or actually three different things that you can actually share. So you can start with just general motivation and inspiration. So like, what are the things that have sort of had the most motivation and inspiration and impact for you? So is it like maybe listening to a specific recording is something that really always sort of gets you in the mood to practice and gets you in the mood to play your clarinet and gets you excited to improve and make progress in your clarinet or music journey. So maybe something like that, a motivation or an inspiration. And again, it doesn't have to be a specific recording. It could be advice you got, a quote, anything like that that sort of really gets you excited to continue moving forward on your journey. The second thing that you could share is something that is like still frustrating or still tricky for you. This is kind of like your obstacles, your motivation blockers. So like, what's something that is standing in your way? What's a barrier? And maybe other people in the comments, or maybe I can sort of give you some advice and some tips there to hopefully overcome that, because that's a lot of what motivation is, right? We have sort of this motive and this drive that we want to be better at the clarinet, and especially when we encounter certain motivational or inspirational material that gets us really excited to do it. But then always there's some kind of barrier that comes up, like, ooh, I want to play like Martin Frost, but I can't wiggle my fingers that fast. My tongue doesn't sound that good. My overall sound doesn't sound that good. So like, what's the point? So those are your sort of barriers. You have the motive, you want to go somewhere, but what's blocking you? That's another thing that you could share. And then the last thing that I would love to hear are just some of your best and biggest breakthroughs when it comes to something that's made you better as a musician or a clarinetist. So not like the motivation that gets you inspired to keep going, but what's something that's helped you to overcome one of those barriers in the past. So for me, one of my huge breakthroughs on the sort of clarinet playing level would be when I learned how to really do warm-ups and treat them as fundamental exercises and be able to play long tones without getting bored, because I was actually focusing on the quality of the sound and getting consistent connections between the notes and all of that kind of good stuff. So that was a huge breakthrough for me. So I want to hear what yours are in the comments. Don't feel like you have to share all three of those things, but if you want to, that'd be awesome as well. Just a super quick recap of what those three things are to put in the comments. Your best motivation and inspiration that gets you excited to practice, something or maybe a few things that are sort of a barrier, something that's an obstacle or a frustration in your playing currently, and then one of the best pieces of advice or wisdom that you've gotten on playing the clarinet or whatever instrument you play that's improved your music journey along the way. So I cannot wait to hear all of your great motivation and wisdom in the comments on this video. And I hope that you go down into the comments and sort of peruse some of that information there and wisdom that the community is sharing, because we all have valuable experiences to share, and maybe you could help somebody who's having a similar frustration to you while you're down there as well. So that's what I want you to do for your motivation and inspiration for this week. And then the most important part, as always, we can have all of these great ideas and great feelings about wanting to get better, but we need to actually put that into action with our plan and filling out our template. I haven't done mine yet, so I'll be doing mine with you right after this. But here's what it looks like. You can see mine from last week. And then this week we'll put in the date, reflection of how things are going, your goal for what you want to accomplish this week, and then your plan for when you're actually going to do it. And then I take that plan and I put it into my Google Calendar so that I treat it as an appointment, and I show up for myself to learn clarinet just like I would show up to teach a lesson and help somebody else learn clarinet as well. So that's the template. You can go to quickstartclarinet.com/get started to download that in the free members area. There's also a ton of other beneficial clarinet and music resources in the free members area. So if you don't already have access to that, you should absolutely go check that out. And once this video is over, fill out your template and actually put that in your calendar, set the reminders, whatever you need to do to make it happen so that you have a great week of practice. So thanks so much for your work on this and filling out your motivation and obstacles and best wisdom in the comments. I am really looking forward to reading those. Go fill out your template. Have a fantastic week of practice. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week on the next live Monday Music Motivation. Have a great week, everybody.